Can Lauren Weeks be knocked off the top spot? What new faces have made the Elite 15? And with the absence of Hunter, who will win the first Hyrox Major? So this season, the landscape of the Elite Hyrox races has changed with the introduction of majors. 4 majors throughout the season. The top 15 times since January will qualify, as well as the following auto qualifiers. The deadline for each major is a couple weeks before. Then those that accept their place get the spots, and those that don't, the spots then get rolled down. If you finish first, second or third in a major, you qualify for the Elite 15 race for the World Champs. Plus, there is a fairly decent prize purse up for grabs. So we now have the confirmed start list, and it is as follows. Now, as competitive athletes, these majors change how you approach the season, because you want to peak for your most important races, and the more races there are to peak for, the more you have to either hold your peak fitness or keep rebuilding, tapering, peaking, and cycling that. So we can already see some athletes like Hunter and like Belle McFarlane who have auto qualifiers for all of the majors. They are choosing to race later, likely because it fits better with their training cycle. Whereas some of these athletes, it can be real make or break. If they get the podium, they get their spot and they're free to train how they like for the rest of the season. But if they miss, they not only have to race another major, but they have to make sure that their time is good enough to qualify for that next major. So let's get to the matchups. On the women's side, we have Lauren Weeks and Meg Jacoby. These two have started to consistently make a gap on the rest of the field. Out of the big 3 races last year, Meg has beaten Lauren once and Lauren has beaten Meg twice, including most recently at the World Championships in May. Meg comes from a running background. She started racing Hyrox just last year and absolutely took it by storm, laying down some very fast times. She broke the women's world record and was the first woman to go under the hour for the women's pro course. So technically she's the fastest woman in the field. However, although reaching the podium at the last 3 big races, she has never got that top spot. Lauren Weeks has a swimming and CrossFit background, but has been competing in hybrid competitions for the last 5 years. She has won the European Championship and the World Championship twice, and has the record for the fastest Hyrox time on the Elite Grid format, which is just the style of course that the Elite 15 do. Look out for her to come out fast as she races aggressively through the first half, and if nobody challenges her, she will lead from start to finish. Next, I want to talk about Alondra Greenlee. She has been super consistent at just about missing out on the podium, finishing 4th in the 2022 World Champs, 23 European Champs and 23 North American Champs. Her last performance at the World Champs in May, she had some issues with penalties and sleds, so she finished 12th. But I think that's why people may be sleeping on her, but she could definitely be a threat for the podium. Vivian Tafuto, Viola Oberlander and Rebecca Mason all finished within 21 seconds of each other at World Championships in May, so it is going to be really tight for that 3rd through sort of 5th or 6th, and should make for a really interesting race. On the men's side, reigning world champion Hunter McIntyre will not be racing, and neither will 3rd place winner and previous world champion Tobias Lautwin, which opens up the podium quite a lot. With the top 4 athletes in this field, each of them have beaten each other at races over the last couple of seasons. Alex Ronkovic is one of the most consistent top performers in the sport. He won the European Championships last season, and he finished 2nd most recently at the World Championships. He has made the podium nearly every big race in the last 2 seasons. He tends to stay in the front pack but doesn't often lead until later in the race and is very tactical when he makes those moves. Ryan Kent won the North American Championships and finished second at the World Championships in 2022. Last season he dropped a bit in his standings with a 7th place finish in North American Championships and 4th place at World Champs. This season he won the Dubai regular season race in 59 minutes, so he's still in contention for a top spot. Kent isn't afraid to lead, so look out for him to be near the front in the beginning of the race. David Magida, last year's North American champion, has proved on a good day he can beat the rest of the field. His recent races have been up and down as he's been struggling with a back injury, resulting in a last place finish at the World Champs. This will be his first race of the new season, so we should get an idea of what kind of shape he is in and how much of a threat he will be. Tim Venish has also suffered from injuries, having to pull out of the World Champs at the last minute. In the regular season, Tim holds the second fastest men's pro time and also holds world records for the doubles, mixed doubles and relay. He finished second at European Championships last season and is a very fast runner, so look for him to lead the run at the beginning. Those are just the top 4, but honestly, I think a lot of these names could challenge for the podium. Dylan Scott has finished 3rd at North American Champs and recently run a 58.48 in Malmo. So look out for him to start at the back and then progress through in the second half of the race. Rylan Shadegg cracked the Elite 15 just last month with a 58.11 in Valencia. He is a Deca world record holder and a top Spartan racer, so it will be exciting to see how he matches up against some of these Hyrox vets. As for my picks, for the ladies, I think this could be the time where Meg finally takes number 1 on the grid, so I'm going to go for Meg first, Lauren second, and although I really would love Alandra to crack the podium, I'm going to back the home team and go for Rebecca Mason for Britain to take 3rd. And for the men's, I can see Ryan Kent coming out fast, but I think Alex Ronkovic will catch him for the win. So I'm going to go Alex for 1st, Ryan 2nd, and then I'll go for Tim 3rd. Let me know your picks, drop it in the comments, and I wish everyone the best of luck this weekend, whether you're racing in the elites, the everyday, a first timer. Have a blast, and I'll see you in the next one.